This podcast is part of the Frederick Podcast Network. Learn more at listenfrederick.com.
Beers in the Lot is partnered with the Hockey Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Beers in the Lot. Before we get going, let me just remind you about our shop at beersinthelot.com/shop. That's where you can get the t-shirts and other merchandise with Beers in the Lot logos on it. Also, check out beersinthelot.com for anything else you might be curious about this podcast. And be sure to join the Discord at beersinthelot.com/discord. So, here in episode 166, the guys and I talked a little bit about Old Fat Bald Guys Hockey League game from Sunday, and then spent the majority of the episode talking about the NHL app and an alternative, and the current state of watching games via streaming. So here we go, let's crack the beers.
Enrique, what are you drinking this evening?
I have to continue the Sober October month. Athletic Brewing's Free Wave Hazy IPA style NA.
Oh, God. Danny's in the process of moving. I believe that was a bunch of boxes and stuff being taken through his home, so no big deal.
There's the ice maker behind me.
Ice maker, okay. It sounded like tape for a box for a second. I didn't really realize. All right.
I forgot to turn the on-air light on.
Oh.
Well, Danny, what do you have
Besides ice.
besides ice?
Yeah.
From Treehouse Brewing, I got Curiosity 133. Always good. Always good.
Treehouse, I assume so.
Yeah, Treehouse. What do you got tonight, Johnny?
I'm supporting my comrade Eric, so I'm having a black raspberry flavor of LaCroix, whatever your pronunciation of it. So we're staying strong, of course. It's not that hard. We're mentally strong people. This is nothing for us.
Yeah, whatever. Like,
just wait till the 1st of November when we get unleashed on the world.
But I have a question.
Go for it.
Do the razzleberries taste like razzleberries?
They do. Like when I was
out, man.
I don't know if this is you guys. Like when I was younger, I drink a ton of water in general. I didn't like sparkling water or fizzy water or whatever, because it was like the gateway drug to soda. Like I was like, gotta stay away from it. And now that I'm older, I actually I never have soda, but I'll have some of these here and there. Like we have them in the house, but
Oh, John,
I don't mind
it. I just saw an ENG scored right behind you.
Oh, that sack of shit, Taylor Hall.
That was on your TV, sir.
Yeah,
on
Taylor
your
Hall.
TV.
Yeah, Taylor Hall, and he's smiling about it. He's signed with that scumbag organization. Freaking bum.
Oh, he's so happy about it.
Disgraceful. I know, it's disgusting. We'll talk about that later. I'm building cases on a bunch of people in the league right now. So, Aaron, what are you drinking this evening?
I found a lonely Spaten in the back of my fridge, so that's what I'm having tonight. I thought I was out of these, but one was still hiding back there. And I love these. They're
is
good.
the loneliest spot in that.
Going back to what you were talking about, fizzy waters and stuff. Does anybody remember Clearly Canadian? That water, it was like a flavored water back in the late 80s, early 90s or something like that. It came in actual glass bottles.
Nope.
They were teardrop shaped.
I feel like they're still around, Aaron. I've seen
probably
these.
are. I don't know.
I've seen them. I remember.
I'm Googling.
Give it a Google.
Popping a Goog.
I mean, I think what you see a lot of now,
yeah, they're still.
It's the same 3 or 4 brands.
They're Walmart.
We're not gonna name them because they don't pay us, so they're not worth my time to mention. But
they're just as expensive as my parents told me they were back in the day, and that's why we almost never had them.
Really?
Yeah. They're
Wow.
really expensive.
So you're
actually.
telling me from the late 80s to now, the only two things that have not changed is cocaine essentially, and clearly Canadian sparkling water? That's wild.
I guess so.
The prices remain the same. That's
This says
insane.
that it's a pack of 12 for $35 at Walmart.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like they're definitely bottled in like glass bottles. And
Yeah, they're also
I don't know.
bottled probably in like Wisconsin, and they say
Yeah,
Canada.
they're
definitely-
Get out of
they're
here.
definitely not Canadian.
Jeez.
Anyway,
how you-
yeah. You just
If
reminded me of that.
Aaron, if I ever win the lottery, I'm not gonna tell you guys,
That's
but
how
there'll
you're
be
gonna
signs.
drink.
There'll be signs. There'll be signs.
Uh-oh. They got a coach's challenge on the ENG.
Oh, it's almost a coach's challenge on a goal last night in our OFBG game. Offsides call.
Oh, that makes me so happy for you, Taylor Hall. Your freaking joy. You little jerk.
Oh, did they overturn it?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, dang.
Justice. I called. I was like, hey, we can't have this, guys. Yeah. But Aaron, tell us more about this old fat ball guys. We played Daniel's team.
We did.
Did you
Riggs
know?
and John and I, we played Daniel's team. Came down to the wire.
Sadly.
Yeah. The three of us jumped out to an early lead on our team. We were what, 5-1 at one
5-3.
point? 5-3,
5-3.
I think, at the end of 2. Something like that. Then the OFBG Kings came storming back, and we finished regulation 6-6 with a goal at 14 minutes and 27 seconds.
Yeah, we should just ended it in a tie.
Yeah, we should. You guys probably want to just take the tie, right? But yeah, a little flurry of activity around the net in the final minute. Great way to end a regular season game
In beer league.
in beer league.
Mhm.
It was fun though. It was exciting.
Oh,
Good guys.
Toronto
triumphs,
just
of
scored.
course, though. Oh man, bet Taylor Hall wishes that ENG had counted.
that's Johnny's
It's
boy.
almost like empty net goals could change the course of a game. Almost like they are important. I digress.
Willie's so good. They better
But
pay
I
him.
digress.
They better pay him. I'm
Well,
ignoring that
did
comment.
Matthews
by
get
Aaron.
another hat trick?
No. Well, how did he get a hat trick if they only scored 2 goals?
I'm not looking at the
Like-
score. The score is like Kim Jong, like trying to see the tiny text. Like that's what
Oh
it's
my
like trying to
gosh.
see your screen. I'm not keeping up with the game
It's
because I
3
can't see it.
It's
I
3-2
can't-
Chicago. Bedard didn't have a single point, I believe.
I don't get that game. I don't think, which is another topic we're bringing up.
I'm surprised you can actually watch this game. I'm surprised it's even televised. I
Well,
thought
let's-
you were
yeah,
just
let's get
I thought
into
you were
it.
just getting all this information via telegraph.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
That's apparently what the NHL wants you to do.
Right?
Well,
Yeah, there's a
First-
lot of hot little potatoes.
first let's start. First, let's start on the revamping of the NHL app. It sucks. It's so bad. Last year, it was like very simple and clean and sleek. They tried to update it with a bunch of stuff that no one cares about. Then they try to like hide empty net goals. They used to like say like was it even strength power play shorthanded, but they took away the empty net goal. They just put it as even strength. It's not. It's ENG. Those people should be persecuted. Like they're in cahoots. So now if I'm not watching the game, I got to go to ESPN, or an insufferable Pens fan in our Discord also is on the case as well. You know, he's an assistant
You guys are in
prosecutor with me.
cahoots.
Yeah, we're assistant prosecutors on
track.
this. Yeah, like to keep track of it. But the app is just like it's brutal. It sucks. I hate it.
It doesn't
I don't like
even auto refresh the scores. Like I've
It's been
noticed
doing that for
Oh
years.
yeah, that was
It's
terrible.
so bad.
Like no, like usually like I would pop open the app last year and the scores would be updated with the times and everything. And like so far this season, it's only been like a week. Like you open the app or you pop it up and it like when I did it earlier tonight, it was showing the games for tomorrow. And I'm like, it's 8 p.m. on Monday. Like the games are happening right now. Can I see those games? So I had to actively select today's date and then refresh the fucking scores. Like it's trash.
Does it flood you with notifications?
No, and it's that's a good thing. It has no notifications.
Yeah, because when you initially download it, whether you're Android or Apple, you can like select your notifications.
Sure.
I've always turned them off.
Yeah,
Because
and
if not, it literally
and they're
tells you
off.
when the game starts, when the period ends. Hey, there's a
Yes.
penalty. Hey, there's a shot on goal. Oh my God, the puck went into the stands. That's cool. Like, hey, the 50-50's up to $2,500. Like, I don't care. I don't care. So you turn all the notifications off. I actually, Riggs, you can maybe chime in here and like agree or disagree, but like I think MLB, for as complicated as a baseball score box is, because like it's not as simple as just kind of reading hits and errors and runs. It's a little more, sometimes you got to dig in the weeds. The app is laid out very well. Like if you're, I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's super easy to find what you're looking for. Like,
Yeah,
if you're just trying to get updates on scores, you pop open the app and it shows you the active games at the top.
Yep.
And then you, if you need to see something that already happened, you scroll down, and so it's all like chronologically organized for you.
Yeah, and
Like,
even when you like launch the game center, then you can kind of dig into the stats and all the other stuff.
And they
like,
have different
nice.
views. They have different views there based on what you're looking for, and it's super easy to pop around and find what you want. The kicker about that is I'm pretty sure that the same company develops and operates both of those apps. Is that still true, Jonathan?
I believe so, because I think and it's kind of like weird because it's like kind of like the same media conglomerate, different P&Ls. MLB and NHL are the same because like the NHL network, MLB network, they're in the same damn like studio.
It's the same company. Yeah.
Like Laura Gardner goes back and forth. Jackie Redmond too. She
there
does
you go,
MLB
John.
and NHL.
Add it. Add the empty netter. Radish. He's on your list.
Are you kidding me?
He's on your
It
list.
was like 4 seconds. Oh yeah, shoot it down. You're fucking cool. Fucking loser.
So on the subject of apps, I don't use the NHL app. I use an app called The Score.
Okay.
And it's actually it does the things that you guys are saying that the NHL app does not. Like I've got the matchup of Calgary and Washington going on right now, and it'll tell me what the last play is. I can see the current time left in the game, and it's updating every like 4 or 5 seconds or so. Not like, rapid fire live, but it's close enough. And I do get notifications, but I can control everything about the notifications. So I can get notifications for just the Penguins. I can get notifications for certain players. Like I get notifications when Ovi scores, but nothing else about the Capitals. And then I get notifications about goals in the Penguins game and so on.
You get notifications about types of goals scored?
I do not get notifications of types of goals scored, but I'm not sure. Maybe
It would
you
help
can
in
do
real
that.
time build my cases.
It would help you make your spreadsheet. Yes, it would. Maybe you should investigate and see if it'll do that.
What about notifications when you get over 5,000 fans at the Arizona games?
Well, if it's home, it ain't fucking happening.
It's a sellout crowd.
Yeah.
I gotta say, the app is actually, I've been using it for a couple of years now, and I've never gone back to the NHL app at all because this fulfills it. They don't even be highlights and stuff. Like there's certain players I follow, Crosby, I follow Malkin, I follow Ovechkin, a couple of McDavid, and when they do crazy stuff, then I get their highlights. And yeah, it's not bad. It really is pretty decent.
Pretty
It
neat.
seems kind of like it's what the NHL app should be, considering they own all of that stuff. Like why can't they just do it themselves? But it seems backwards that I have to go somewhere else for the content, for the NHL content I want besides the NHL. And same thing with actually watching the games. It's like I don't condone piracy, but is there any other option to watch a game when I'm in market and it's blacked out? Like how else do you watch a game unless you pay for 3 different services? Like that's absurd.
So
Why
Aaron,
am I
are
buying the NHL package or whatever when I can't watch all the games.
So, Aaron,
it's senseless to buy it.
Should we just call you Jack Sparrow?
I do not
Like-
condone piracy. We are a legal podcast. We do things. Yes, I don't condone piracy.
So you have heard of piracy. You have heard.
Yes, yes, counselor.
Yeah,
You have heard of piracy.
you
You're
could call
familiar
me
with
the
this.
worst pirate you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you have heard of.
No,
yes.
so I was actually talking to my wife because I have the ESPN Plus package, and I did it pretty much when NHL said they're going to ESPN Plus. I just signed up. Then you can bundle it with Disney Plus and Hulu and whatever. So up until like last year, it was like $15, $16, something like that. Starting next month, it's going to go up to like 25. So now it's like this. Before it was somewhat of a value because you're getting 3 apps for the price of 2. You're like, okay, that's fine. Now I'm getting 3 apps for the price of 3, and it's blacked out in certain games, like we were saying. And then it's just like,
Well, okay. Let's
Yeah,
talk
it's
about
just
the
a pain in the ass.
blackouts. So if you have the ESPN Plus package, right, and it costs whatever, you get all the NHL games except for the ones that are local in your market on the regional sports network, or if it's on NHL network, right? So you cannot use your ESPN Plus to watch the games that are on your local regional sports network. So like in the DC area, it's now called Monumental Sports. Thank you, Uncle Ted, for buying out whatever. Or like in Pittsburgh, I think it's still AT&T, right? Or whatever they call
no,
it
it
now.
changed. It's
Is it Root again?
No,
Whatever the
no. Well,
hell
so
they called it.
that's the other thing. So like where the Caps are kind of doing it, they're going to do a subscription service. There's a lot of talk because it's
we're not going to go there yet.
But I'm just
So-
saying Fenway is going to do their own thing. It's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be
yeah, yeah.
Liverpool, the Sox,
Yeah.
and the Gwens.
So there's that, right? Now, if you have the ESPN Plus with the Hulu and you have the Hulu Live, then you can get whatever your regional sports network is through the Hulu. So you're good. The only thing you can't get is NHL Network. So if there are nationally broadcast games on NHL Network, you ain't getting them. If you're living in whatever year and you still have like cable TV or fiber TV, like the Verizon Fios, then you're stuck with whatever they give you. If ESPN picks up a game to quote unquote nationally broadcast on ESPN Plus, which is a streaming only platform, you cannot watch that game on any of the ESPN family channels that would be on your TV service, which is what happened opening night for Washington, which my mom was super pissed about.
Which also like
because she has FiOS.
that's
So-
insane, don't you think? Like
Yeah,
it's a matchup as
so-
a Caps fan you want to fucking watch.
It's that anybody
Yeah.
locally
Yeah.
who
And
might be
it's like
interested in the
Nah,
rivalry
dog.
and the history and
Yeah.
everything that's gone on over the
Any
last
hockey
20
fan.
years,
Yeah,
like, you know, they might be interested in even just flipping back and forth, right? But it's not available. So my thing is like, how are you selling this to your existing fan base? How are you trying to grow your fan base by actively making it impossible to watch the game? Like, none of this makes sense.
it should be everywhere. It should be super easy to watch a game.
Is the fee revenue that good from the monthly that they get? Like, is it that good? I don't understand.
Yeah, the
So-
NHL is really good about growing the game, but they can't grow it in markets where they want it. Like so,
Which is
Right,
anywhere.
because they're not showing the
Yeah.
games.
Right, which is anywhere because
Yeah.
they don't show the games anywhere. You have, and it's so hard to go find the games.
Right.
Like if there's not, like if I need to find out, like, oh, last Friday, like where am I going to watch this game? I can't just go to I can't pop onto my Roku and look at the Hulu app and see what's available on ESPN easily. I can't go to the NHL.com website because they don't really publish it in a way that's easy to find. You have to go dig into the schedules. Like, it's stupid. This is out of control how they've like almost like fragmented the broadcasting rights to the point where it's impossible for existing fans to find what they want to watch, and God forbid anybody new to the game that maybe like went, their friend took them to a game and now they want to try and watch it on TV. It's impossible.
Yeah. It's bullshit.
Hey guys, quick timeout while we hear about our sponsors. The NFL season is going strong, and DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer that's even stronger. Bet $5 on any game this week to score $200 instantly in bonus bets. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweetener offer every game day this October. Get in on the game day greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code THPN. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet $5 on the NFL. That's code THPN only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, Louisiana. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources.
Well, and not to mention kind of what you touched on, Eric, there's a lot of like smaller market, I know last year it kind of happened with like Bally Sports and a few of the other, kind of regional brands that covered multiple teams. Like some of those like broadcasting organizations, they're not in business anymore. So like how are some of like the other teams and markets being covered or watched? Like who even freaking knows? And I also think of it from the angle of like looking at what happened, where the NHL really wants to grow and like capture. That's one reason they're shoving Connor Bedard like down everyone's throat and putting in these big media markets, right when the season starts. Like MLS is like making a really big charge in the United States because Messi, obviously, everyone's aware. F1's coming hard. Baseball's having somewhat of a renaissance because baseball's finally getting out of their own damn way. So like the NHL, like they gotta, some of those cats in charge of the media stuff, they gotta figure some shit out.
They're trying to sell Bedard, but opening night, they put him on NHL Network, which essentially
I know.
Which essentially locked his debut out of streaming only folks that have ESPN Plus and or Hulu. Right.
Which wake up, it's 2023.
Right.
I don't know what the percentage of the market is that's streaming only, but it is very significant.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous move on their part.
I believe there are 4 streaming platform users right here on this podcast.
Exactly.
Like there are 4.
This is exactly my point. 4 out of 4 podcasters on this podcast.
Yeah. 4 out of 4 podcasters agree. Streaming is the way to go.
Also, you want to know what is easy? You want to know what you can do? You can go to a single website and it will show you every game that's going on today, and it will show you which streams you just click on it. You want the away feed, you want the home feed, just click on it and there it is. And that is not where the NHL is not making any money off it. That pirating is easy. And again, I'm not condoning piracy.
You've heard of it.
I've just heard of how you can do this,
Heard of this.
So, but this is what happens though. Like if it's difficult to watch the game, to pay and watch the games, then people will steal it. If it's not
and make
difficult,
it easy for other people to watch it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if the product is better when you pay for it, then people will pay for it. But if the product is better when it's free, then why would anybody pay? If you can find a way to watch the game the way you want to for free, why on earth would you pay for a service that is literally taking you backwards, stops you from watching the game, makes you have to wonder which way do I need to watch my team play? Like that's ridiculous. That is absolutely a boneheaded move by whoever's in charge of this on the NHL side, and I, it's got to change. It has to change. There's no way that this is sustainable. They are losing lots of money on this, guaranteed. Boggles my mind that this is how they're doing it. It's I've got to hope that it's because they're handcuffed by some sort of like media contracts that won't allow them to like we've talked about this before, like local broadcasters, they've got to be able to play their ads and all that shit. So like they have to be able to black out and all this other junk. Like these things suck and they don't belong in 2023's media world. Like
I don't think
shouldn't
it's
be a
the
thing.
regionals. I don't think it's the regionals at all. I think it's I really think the major sort of, I don't know, culprit in this is the deal that they cut with ESPN,
Yeah, it's something to do with that, I'm sure.
because the ESPN, when they pick up the national games, it ends up, especially early in the seasons, it seemed like, early on now, and then even last season, like they would put them on ESPN Plus.
Right.
And when they're doing that, they're really ratcheting down on only their subscribers can watch. So,
Right.
Okay, whatever. But like when TNT does their things, I guess what do they have, Wednesday night now or Thursday? I don't know which
Yeah,
night is
something
like
like
their
that.
night. Because I don't really particularly care for TNT, but that's a whole other thing. But with that though, they're more wide reaching, right? That's basic cable. If you are streaming and you have something like a Hulu or a Sling or one of these other things, like it's right there. It's no different than any other channel that you already have available to you. So it's super easy. I think the culprit here really is ESPN.
Well, it
It's
does
gotta
kind of
be.
like piss me off is like last year for the Winter Classic, especially, like I had ESPN and the Hulu, package up until the Winter Classic. And then for the Winter Classic, that game was exclusively available, like we're saying, on TNT. So I can't watch it on ESPN or Hulu. I don't know how I got it, but I didn't sign up for Sling. I don't remember how. Aaron may be able to fill you in. I don't know.
All the Turner channels are available on Hulu Live. So if you had that, then you were good.
I didn't have the live. I had like the basic Hulu.
Oh, just the
and then the
just
playoffs
the
rolled
streaming.
around. The playoffs rolled around, and it was like the same thing. So it's like I almost wish the NHL, as goofy as it is, and with ESPN they can't go back. Do you remember when they did like the center ice pack? Danny and I had it for a billion
Mhm.
years.
I
Like
had it. Yeah.
you had it. Like I would rather them just go, hey, it's 150 for the year, but you get every game, and then it'd be like done. Thanks. Like I would be 100% fine with that. And I have the CHL package for the Canadian Junior League.
Thing is,
No
they
games are
still-
blackout. Zero
they still-
games, even when they nationally show them on TSN or Rogers. It's never blacked out.
For CHL. Yeah, you're out of market. I remember
Yeah.
buying center ice
well,
package and
maybe,
getting
yeah.
blacked out of Penn's games,
Yes.
blacked out of Washington,
Which is
games.
insane.
It's nuts. Why am I paying that kind
Yeah.
of money to not be able to watch my own team?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's insane.
Yeah, it's not like you're trying to watch Arizona. I mean, geesh. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
No, but for real, like if I'm gonna go to a game, I'm gonna go to a game. Like the idea that I can be blacked out of seeing this game because I'm close enough to attend the game, that's ridiculous. I know that's why they used to black out games back in the day. I'm talking like a long time ago. That might not be the reason that they do blackouts like that anymore. Riggs he's ready to chime in on this. I can see it on your face.
Yeah, I think the model changed, right?
Yeah,
The league hasn't been reliant on gate revenue for a while.
of course.
A while now. They're almost totally driven by TV revenue and corporate sponsorship.
Yeah, it's
dollars in
those
and outside
local
the arena.
broadcasts they want you to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine, and that's going to be a thing forever. But that's even changing now, right? Like with Uncle Ted buying out the local regional sports network now and running his own thing for Washington. Like he's basically monopolized the media rights for the team, which
Well, for
that's
both teams.
it's supposed to be a bad thing, but whatever.
Well, for both teams, because he owns the Wizards.
I don't
too.
care. I
So,
don't
yeah.
give a flying.
I'm just
fuck
saying.
about
I think
them.
it's.
I
I'm
don't
just saying.
give
I
a
think it's a
shit.
play for that.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, but the whole point is that the model changed. So now, if you see what he's doing, is his son is actually doing it, is going out and trying to sell the streaming only packages to Monumental Sports, because I think the fee revenue is that good. I think it's pretty sweet for these companies to be in that business. It's the same thing that ESPN does, just on a larger scale with ESPN Plus, right? So the whole
even
business
easier,
model,
I
the
think,
whole
for
business model changed.
for something that's like a local sports team. They don't need to have a massive content delivery network like ESPN does. So they don't have to have
Exactly.
data centers in multiple locations. They can just run it out of one data center in Ashburn, Virginia,
Exactly.
and then that'll be all they need to do. They only need to stand up like, I don't know, 5 servers, and then they have everything they need to do for infrastructure. So yeah, their fees, they probably are just banking money, like rolling into the bank with money.
Right. And then on top of that,
it's all profit.
they're still going out and they're selling off all the ad times and
Right.
all the other things that went along with just the regular broadcast, right? So I think that's the way things are going, and they're just following right along with what ESPN is doing and whoever else.
Sure. And I think that if the NHL wanted to do it right, then it needs. I don't want to buy a streaming service for every team that I want to watch. I mean, that sucks. I'm not going to do that. But I do want to be able to go to one place. I want to be able to go to NHL.com and say, I want to be able to watch any NHL game that you're playing or that's being played, being broadcast. Anyway, I want to be able to watch it. Let me give you money, and then you disperse that money to the necessary parties that need to get their share of the pie and make it so that I can see every game. Like, that's what needs to happen to fix the problem, because the NHL,
Every game.
every single game,
yeah.
nothing blacked out,
I
include
think-
playoffs. And again, just give the money to the people who need to get paid for it. Because if the issue is that locals can't get money because they're losing viewers due to the streaming, then get them their share and figure out a deal with everybody that you take this cut and you take that cut, and all the people that sign up end up paying money to basically to every team and every local broadcast or whatever. That's how it needs to end up, I think.
I think even that is like what they're doing now is short-sighted. I think even that plan is somewhat short-sighted because it's only focused on the NHL. And I don't think the market, like the NHL market in total, is big enough to support the way that we think it should be. And so when ESPN came and said we want to be back in NHL again, and they were also gobbling up the rights to like college hockey and some minor pro and some other things, right? We had kind of bounced around the idea, what if they just started gobbling up the rights to like everything, right? American League, Canadian Major Junior, European Pro, like everything, like, and then they became the hockey network, right? Like the network that you would go to for everything. Then I think you have something. And if you made it available and you worked the rights the right way, that you're not pissing off NHL local audiences and whatever, like I think there's something there, and so I guess the point is like whoever makes these decisions, whoever comes up with these deals, it's just for like the 3 or 5 years, whatever this current TV deal is, it's only for that time. We're just going to get everything that we can out of this. And if that means we got to suck everybody dry of the subscription fees, like that's what we're going to do. And that's our business model. And we're going to jack them up, $2 every year. And at the end, we're going to have this big pot of money left, and maybe we'll bid or maybe we won't. And that'll be the end of it. Like it's short-sighted, man. It's stupid.
Yeah. To that I say, yo ho, yo ho.
Yeah. Well, teams are having,
but we don't get piracy.
It is funny we're saying like teams got to like kind of think about it, and NHL like as a whole, yeah. So like Pittsburgh ended their sellout streak 2 years ago. Caps ended theirs tonight.
Yep. 14
and that
years.
Was 14 years.
Tonight.
So it's like,
so,
and I've seen a lot of other teams like watching those games. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's not a great sign.
So you're telling me that your team that everybody loved for so long, that sold out every night for 14 years, 15 years, whatever, they're not selling out anymore, but you're telling me that people are going to go and sign up for the monthly or even the annual package with the owner of that team's streaming service to watch that team that they don't even want to go see anymore.
Well, I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying
that.
I know it's the royal. It's the royal you.
Yeah,
it's
the royal
you.
Right. Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's like,
ladies and gentlemen of the court, please reflect.
But again, that's where I go back to, like, the product is, well, I won't say it that way. I'll say that the market is not there. It's not. Like, yeah,
I think they overestimate and overshoot the market. Yeah.
In 5 years, ESPN's going to make all their money off of this, right? That they expected. But over time, like, the way that we're doing this is not going to work. It is going to turn people off. It is turning people off. They are not watching because they can't.
Yeah, it's turning off current fans. It's definitely going to turn off new fans.
Right.
Which means that you're not going to grow the game, which means that you're not going to have increased revenue and profit over time. Like, these are things that they have to know, like, is not going to work long term. And like you said, maybe the game plan is just to squeeze that lemon for every drop of juice in 5 years and see where the chips fall. But man, that seems like a bad way to go about it. I don't know. We talked about that a lot, though. What else is going on? We should talk about something else.
Do you see that ridiculous goal total they put up for Bedard's first goal?
Oh yeah,
to reach Gretzky.
They put up
it's like, come
Gretzky's
on, man.
total.
That's so thirsty.
893, and then Bedard won.
It's so cringy.
Fuck?
I got a better idea. When you hit 100, kid, then we'll start like going. All right, 100 to 200. Yeah, move from there.
By the way, there's an active player that's going to hit it
in the
next 3 years.
Yeah.
In the next 3 years, he's going to hit it. And oh, by the way, Austin Matthews is starting to ramp up. So,
6 goals in 3 games.
Riggs, I think we need to tone down some of the Ovechkin stuff. We won't be able to watch it live on TV.
That's right.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to watch clips and whatnot.
You're gonna have to find out via facsimile.
Yeah,
certainly not via the NHL app. Not
Aaron's
anyway.
Score app.
All right, that's it for this one. Thank you for your listen and for your support. We appreciate all of your likes and ratings and reviews and subscriptions on the various podcatchers. Keep them coming. We appreciate every single one of them. I know I speak for the rest of the guys when I say have a good one, and we'll catch you next week when our new episode drops on Wednesday. See ya.